Hey guys, Jordy here from Yapper Design and welcome to a boring After Effects tutorial. I won't be teaching you anything flashy or something like that today, but I'm gonna explain you the very basics of expressions, okay? You can say it's like programming and video editing. It's almost the same as JavaScript for those who don't add programming language. Okay, but it's amazing what you can do with expressions, really. It's so cool. Okay, let's just get started with it. I'm gonna create a text. And I'm just gonna leave it empty. Okay, gonna open up my text in here and go to source text. I'm gonna alt click on it so I can type text in here. Okay, just gonna delete it, what was saying there. And now I'm gonna type in a number. Let's say, for example, 7. Okay. Now the number of now the value of the text will be 7. Okay. Now if I want a word in here, let's say Yapper, I need to quote it because Yapper is not a number nor a function. Okay, so now the text will be Yapper. Now let's use a function, as I said before. A function, for example, is time. Time is the function for our timeline. Okay, we don't need to quote that because it's a function. If we're now going to play it, it will print the time value. Okay. Now we can do other stuff with it. We can also link or the source text, the expression, to an effect, a plugin, a value of it. There are special plugins. If you go to expression controls, you got some controls which are just dumb effects. They're not effects, they're plugins. If you take, for example, the slider control, you put it onto your empty text layer, this won't give anything special effect. This is just a value thingy. We can change the value, and you can use this value in your expressions. Okay. Now, as the slider control is not the only one that's having a value. Now, if we go, for example, a blur effect. A blur effect also has a value, which is here, and not only the blur effect, but also lots of other effects and After Effects. Okay. Now let's open up the effect in here, the flash blur. We're gonna alt click again on our source text, and we're gonna link it. We're gonna take the pick whip. We're gonna link it to the blurriness of it. Okay, and here is the text of the blur, the expression of it to get it linked. No, it's just 0, okay, because we haven't changed it yet. Now if we're going to animate it, so let's say here it has to be 0, and around here it has to be 20, okay. You'll already see the value here is now 20. It will take the value of it here. So if we're going to play it, it will print out the value of the blurriness, okay. Now this isn't really handy to use like the expression like this here. So what we're gonna do is we are going to create a variable for it, a memory space. We're gonna type in var, give it anything you want. Let's say Yapper is effect fast blur blurriness. Okay. Now if I'm gonna show you this, it will say undefined because we haven't printed out anything yet. The variable Yapper now has the value of the blurriness, okay, but we haven't printed it yet. So to print it, we're just going to type Yapper. Yapper is now a function. No, it's not a function, it's a variable, but to let you understand it better for our basic users, let's say it's a function, okay? So we can use it without quotes, and it will print out the value of fast blur. Gonna change the value here to 3, it will say 3. If we're gonna say like 50, it will be 50, but you won't see it anymore because it's blurred so hard. Okay, let's say 20, so it's 20, so you can still see it a little bit. 20, yeah. Okay, let's go to the next thing. Let's create a time board, which is very cool. I'm gonna delete my fast blur. Okay, let's create a time board. Okay, as we saw before, if we type in time, we get this large number. We don't want that, okay? We only want the first one. And there's a little mathematic thingy for it. If you type in mat.floor, hook open, time, hook close. Is that the English word for hook? I don't know. No, we just got 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, etc. Okay? We're going to place this thing in a variable. I'm going to type in var, let's say second. Sec is this time. Okay. Now I have to close this with a dot comma. Okay, because we are starting a new rule. We're gonna create another variable. Okay, gonna type in var milli to make milliseconds. Is mat.floor time times 60. Okay, because milliseconds is 60 times longer than a seconds. Okay, and okay, that's it. We got two variables now, and now we can print it. Okay, we learned with the quotes. We can type in text, let's say seconds, in quotes, plus the variable of second, plus new quotes, some text, milliseconds. Okay, space, oops, plus a space, and now the variable of milli. And let's play this. Now we got our homemade time board. Isn't that cool? Gonna play it, and here you can see the milliseconds is growing, and the seconds too. This is the exactly values of your timeline, by the way. Okay, now for the hard kickers, let's make, for the hard programmers in here, let's make an if then else statement. Okay, so we're gonna start again, variable second is mat.floor time. Okay, we all understand that. And now let's create an if then else. If, let's say, if our seconds will be larger than 2, then we're gonna give a big error. Okay, so let's say if, I'm gonna open up the hook, if sec is bigger than 2, okay, now then you have to press that sign. I don't know how to say it in English, a special hook. Okay, then we're gonna give an error. Okay, let's say too big, but we have to code it. Okay, too big. Okay, then we're gonna say else. Gonna create. Oops, we're gonna close it with these hooks. Let me just do it like that. Okay, else. And we're going to open up again. Else it will just print out the number. So let's say sec, which is the value. And we're going to close it again here. Okay. Now let's play this. 1, 2, too big. Okay. Well, that was basically it. I hope you understand this a little bit. Well, it's programming actually. If you don't, you can also search lots of books on it on the internet about expressions on After Effects. Now this is the very basics on what you can do with it. Now you can also link again to some to something, to a blurriness, and you can say if the blurriness is above 10, then it will give an error or whatever. Okay, so I hope you. Still, it was a boring tutorial, but I hope you enjoyed it anyways. And thank you for watching, and don't forget to leave a comment. I really like people commenting on my videos. Okay, so thank you for watching again, and my name is Jordi from Adobe Design.